It's like watching water boiling, but we're getting closer, aren't we?
We really are, Richard. I mean, as long as the House and Senate can come to a compromise. And, you know, I got to tell you, this is a long time that I've seen the two sides here almost in perfect agreement. But if you paid the minimum payment every month,
A mile high.
Yeah.
You don't need hair. Well, maybe you do need hair gel because otherwise it won't stay down. All right, let's talk about the credit card bill. And you know, we're talking off air earlier about how it has taken a long time, but you're saying...
Considering how long legislation can take and how much people fight over it, this was a case where you had politicians on both sides of the aisle rooting for this. You get charged a late fee and you call up and they say, oh, well, you know, it takes us a few days to process it. Well, then make your deadline earlier so that you can process it. It's totally unfair and infuriating. That's something that's out of the control of the hands of the consumer. That's going to be gone. No more from now on after this bill. The president says he wants to sign it by Monday, Memorial Day. We don't know that the two houses will get this done by then, but we can hope so. The industry claims, though, that this could backfire and mean more credit costs for everyone. Now, we give you the news, but we also want to give you your views. Bruce in Escoda, Michigan writes, this is too little too late. Yesterday, Capital One raised that are happening right now, and so many people have written in to say they've already seen their rates double and sometimes even triple.
Outrage.
Yeah.
Outrage. Thank you, Jen. One teen in Westhoven, looking out for you on that. You're going to tell us about a new car that maybe do something a little bit different here.
And maybe it's going to be the start of a trend, and I'm looking forward to kind of seeing it, you know, getting it in my hands. When I do, maybe I'll try and show it to you. Credit card companies, of course, look, it has been months of nasty headlines about tricks and traps in the contracts, people having fury over their rates getting jacked up, over their credit lines getting cut, as you can imagine. So the credit card companies want to try and fix that. Bank of America is rolling out what they also say that they can fit everything. It's a simple one-page contract compared to, you know, Richard, I have that thing. Sometimes I pull it out. It's this long. You got to use a magnifying glass to read it. We shall see. That would be a breath of fresh air. All right. You've probably heard all of the hoopla over health care, you certainly. Also the headlines about the new bill proposal that's being put forth by Senator Max Baucus. They aim to break some logjam. We wanted to look at this just in terms of what it might mean for you if you don't have health care now. That's because if you do have health care through work, it wouldn't really affect you. But if you don't, you would be forced to buy health care. And how would they force you? Because here are the fines. Check this out. If you make more than $66,000 a year and you have a family of four, the fine would be $3,800. That is the highest. It's much less than that if you make less than that or if you're single. Richard.
And of course, that is one of many plans that are out there right now.
Yes, but that's the latest.
That's the latest. Thank you so much. Two Florida school officials
have been looking out for you. Okay, where are we?
Okay, we are getting really close, Robin. I mean, basically, after this week, it's going to go to the president's desk, and he's going to sign it. It's going to be less hazardous for you to use your plastic. Now, we don't know what the House is going to put in their measure yet when it votes on this, but what we know from the Senate bill, minimum, it would take you 57 years to pay it off. You will lose thousands of your hard-earned dollars that way. So do what you can to pay more than that minimum payment. The interest would kill you. Robin.
It is a little sobering when you look at, okay, if I bought this can of pop, this soda pop, how much it would cost you in the end. All right, thank you. And your money. And Jennifer Westhoven, our money expert, looking out for you. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Robin. Yeah, this would be a big change when it comes to the financial regulators out there. President Obama's team may create a single new regulator to police consumer financial products. So we're talking about things like mortgages and credit cards. Critics say that the way it's set up right now, consumer protections are spread across too many agencies like the FDIC, the FHA, the LMNOP. We've been joking. It's just spread too thin, and there are too many blind spots that critics say help trigger the current crisis because a lot of people out there knew nobody would be watching them. Now, this would be a major change. Likely it's going to be a fight as the agencies vie over who's going to end up with the power. The environment expected to sign into law a bill called the Helping Families Save Their Homes Act. That is expected to help crack down on mortgage fraud. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has said that it may also strengthen the entire housing market and help make homeownership something that's achievable by more Americans. Robin, back to you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Good morning. Thanks, Robin. Yeah, this bill is going to make your plastic less hazardous to your financial health. Now, The House is going to vote on this today. We don't know what the House version will look like, but the Senate bill has all kinds of demands in it that will be good for you. Unfair. It's very infuriating because there's nothing you can do about it, even when you call to complain. The president has said he wants to sign this bill by Monday, which is Memorial Day, so it's up to the House to pass their version and for the House and the Senate to put it together and come up with a compromise. Of course, keep in mind the industry claims this could backfire and mean that credit costs more for everyone. Robin, they're also saying that it means people who are really good customers, and good customers doesn't mean if you pay your balance every month. I mean, if you pay the minimum every month. It means people who pay off their balances. It says people like that with sterling credit may have to start paying things like annual fees once again. We'll see, though.
And when I can't tell you how many people in the makeup room this morning said,
to be a little bit fair, do you want some people to have like the goods and some people to get very severely punished? That hasn't really been working out either. So
yeah, okay. Doesn't change my mind. Anyway, at 13, Westhoven checks that story out. Good morning.
Good morning. You know, there had been these allegations, some studies in the past that the IRS had basically been slacking off, that there had been a 19% drop in audits of some of the richest people and richest companies. Well, watch out, because the IRS chief, according to Reuters, says that is not the truth and that they will be going after wealthy individuals. He didn't say they were going to go after them more, but he said they were going to make sure that the rich pay their taxes, is how he phrased it. And he said they especially want to look at anyone who might be hiding money in offshore accounts. All right, you know that we're spending billions of taxpayer dollars on the stimulus.